Hello everyone. Today we're going to be talking about a cryptocurrency called CRO. So people who've been watching my videos, in my episode 2, I mentioned about CRO and I said that this cryptocurrency probably needs a separate episode on its own. And I also said that it's one of my top holdings. Basically, it's in my top 10 portfolio. In fact, in the recent weeks, it's kind of in the number 2 position in terms of my investment value. So today I'm going to be explaining why it is something that I invested in, like I've been explaining about the other cryptocurrencies. And also I'm going to be talking about the platform on which the cryptocurrency CRO sits. It's basically called as crypto.com. So crypto.com, there is a mobile app and there is an exchange. There are separate entities basically. So like the other exchanges and wallets, like if you take WazirX for example or Coinbase, there is a mobile app, but is essentially the same. You are accessing the same exchange through a mobile app. So if you have 100 pounds or if you have 1,000 rupees in your Coinbase, you have 1,000 rupees in your desktop version as well. And same with WazirX. So whatever is there in WazirX desktop version will be the same thing that will be shown on your mobile. You don't need to use both. You can use either or. But from a crypto.com perspective, the mobile app is different. Like if you have $100 in there, it won't show in your exchange version in your desktop. That's a bit different. So they are interconnected because of the ecosystem, but they are actually essentially two different wallets and two different entities from a crypto perspective. So, but it goes by the same name. Crypto.com, there is a mobile app, and crypto.com, there is a web app or a desktop version, which is an exchange, which is what it's called as. So the mobile app is what we're going to be talking about today, because there are kind of benefits for the mobile app and benefits for the exchange separately. And if we talk about everything together, it will be a very long video. So we're only going to be talking about the mobile app today. And the reason we're going to use the mobile app or talk about the mobile app first is because there is a time limited offer of $50 sign up referral bonus for anyone who signs up before the 31st of October. So which is why I'm making this video now, so that people can sign up before the 31st of October. After 31st October, they're reducing that sign up bonus by $25. In fact, this is actually a very good time, because the catch for the sign up is that you have to stake, you have to buy and put a deposit, like a fixed deposit basically. It all works on a fixed deposit interest concept. So you have to buy 1,000 CRO worth of coins, 1,000 CRO coins, and you have to put it in a deposit for 6 months, where you get an interest for the 6 months. That is what is needed to release this $50 bonus. So a couple of weeks back, a few days back, basically, the CRO price was sitting at around roughly 12 pence from a UK pounds perspective, or roughly around 12 rupees or 13 rupees roughly. So which means that if you have to buy 1,000 CRO, you needed to spend 13,000 rupees, or you needed to spend around 130 pounds UK currency to get $50 worth of CRO as a bonus. Now the price has actually fallen down in the last few days, because they have reduced the interest rates in CRO, and I'll talk about it as to why the price has fallen down. Also because overall the crypto is in red. The market has been reducing for the last few weeks. It's kind of CRO has followed the pattern. So now the advantage is obviously, we don't want any of the cryptos to come down, but the advantage for CRO for anyone who signs up now is, if somebody buys CRO and stakes CRO, all they need to do is buy about 82 pounds worth of CRO to get $50 bonus, which is roughly equal to $100 worth of CRO, and you get $50 bonus, which is nearly 50% of the bonus amount for the CRO that you're going to buy. So in Indian rupees, it's roughly around 8,000 rupees. If you buy, you get about 3,700 rupees worth of CRO free as a sign-up bonus. And this is an offer that is there for another 10 days till 31st of October, which is why kind of I'm making this video now. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this in two parts. One, I'm going to explain the ecosystem today. I'm going to explain the benefits of CRO, crypto.com mobile app, and why I have bought it. And the second part is where I'm going to explain with a demo of how to register for crypto.com mobile app and how to get this bonus offer, especially if you are in India, because when I made the Tamil version, I realized that the debit cards and credit cards in India are not working directly with crypto.com. So I'm also going to show a workaround, like if you are in India also, how you can release this $50 bonus, and now you can withdraw this $50 bonus immediately as well. So I'm going to do that as a demo in my second part of the video. So I'm going to do two different parts of videos. Today we'll look at the exchange benefit, or the mobile app benefits of crypto.com. And in the second video, we'll look at the registration process and getting the $50 bonus. So the first thing is the price, right? So price is reduced by nearly about 5 or 6% in the last couple of days, and especially in the last 1 month, price has fallen down by nearly about 37%. And while this is a big concern, if you look at the 1 year period, actually it is still up. It is like more than 200% up from the low point of last year. In fact, from the low point of March as well, it is nearly 4 times the value. It was around 0.02 pence. I mean, it was around 2 pence in March, about roughly 2 rupees, and it's now sitting at around 8 rupees. So it's nearly about 4 times the value that it was in March. So it has actually increased. So even though if you compare the last 1 month, the price has fallen down because of the interest rate reduction, which I'll explain in a minute. The price is still higher from what it was earlier this year. It has not fallen down like the other cryptos where it has gone below the value that it was beginning of the year. And I'll give you an example as to the story of CRO. But before that, what they have done, how they have created a value for CROs by creating an ecosystem. Like people who've been following my video for WazirX, they'll know that how I explained what is the WRX coin. WRX coin, they have created a value of like 7 rupees because they are using it for reducing the fees in WazirX. Other than that, it is basically used for trading. But other than that, there is no major intrinsic value that they've created. CRO as such, they've created an ecosystem around the coin and around the platform using their native currency, and that ecosystem is what is giving the intrinsic value to it. So essentially, like fixed deposits, right? In India, you get like 7 or 8% fixed deposit. In UK and other countries like Europe, you probably get like less than 1% of fixed deposit interest from your cash that you keep in your bank account, because the bank accounts don't offer higher interest rates in UK and other countries, which is why their model was more successful, because the first thing they did was they were giving around 16, 18%, 20% interest on buying crypto.com CRO coin and staking it or keeping it in a fixed deposit. Staking is basically like a fixed deposit for a period of time. It could be 3 months. There were multiple offers. The maximum was like 6 months that you need to keep. And if you keep it for 6 months of fixed deposit staking, then you get like 16% interest in the mobile app. And I am getting 16% now, which has now been reduced to 10%, which is one of the major concerns. I'll explain it in a separate sheet. But that's not the only benefit. There are added benefits. But before we go into the added benefits, let's look at what this meant in terms of someone who is invested in CRO in March, and what is the return of value or return of investment they would have got in August in a 6-month period. So the price in March, I'm taking an average low price in March, because there were a lot of dips, but we're just taking an average starting point in March, like we did in our episode 1 and 2. And the price of CRO, like I said, was like 2 pence, right? Like 0.246, which is like roughly 2 rupees and 30 pence, 30 paisa. And in 21st of August, the peak of this year, it reached around 15 pence, roughly around 14 rupees, which is an increase of about 526%. That is good enough for any investment. Like on base value, that itself is like almost like 6 times your money that you're getting, or 5 times more money that you have invested, 6 times your return that you're getting. So if somebody had staked, like I had staked 10,000 CRO in my crypto.com mobile app, which was roughly around 246 pounds in March, right? And in Indian rupees, it was 23,000 rupees. And in the peak value when it went in August, the value was roughly around 1,500 pounds, or in Indian rupees, 23,000 rupees would have become 1,44,000. So significant profit, and this is in a matter of 6 months, like less than 6 months. It has nearly increased by 5 or 6 times, which is significant for any crypto investment that we've seen in episode 1 or episode 2. But that doesn't stop there, right? Because there are additional benefits, which is why we're talking about it. So I said, like, I had a 16% interest, and the interest was paid in CRO. So if it was straight off 16% interest that I put 246 pounds, I get 16% interest. That would have roughly been around 40 pounds, nothing more than that. But because we had got the interest in CRO, it has been sitting in the account. And when the value of CRO is increasing, the interest value is also increasing. So I get 705 CRO crypto as my interest of the 10,000 CRO that I invested, which in August value is roughly around 109 pounds. So I invested 246 pounds or 23,000 rupees. And my interest is 109 pounds and interest is like 10,000 rupees. So 10,000 rupees interest out of a 23,000 investment is like roughly 44%, which itself is good enough. Even if price had not appreciated, I've really got about 44% interest out of it just because of the interest alone. So if you add that together with your price increase that you've had of your principal investment, it's roughly around 570% investment return that we have got just by staking alone, just by keeping your crypto.com, the CRO in your crypto.com mobile app by the staking and the interest and the price increase. So this itself is a huge benefit from a return of investment perspective for anyone who is looking to invest. But the cashback debit card that they offered was basically you could call it the icing on the cake, or you can call it the meat in the bone, because that for me was a big differentiating factor. Unfortunately, it's not available in India, but it's available in US, UK, Europe, most of the European countries, and I think it's available in Singapore as well. So that has got different staking tiers, and they are the first mover basically for bringing a cashback debit card. And even though a few people have tried to copy them, no one is probably doing it as successfully as the crypto.com CRO ecosystem. So they have different tiers, and they have a blue card, which I don't know if anyone uses, but they have a 1% cashback. But from their Ruby onwards, which is like staking 1000 CRO, which gives you currently it gives you 10%. At that point of time, it gave you 16%. And the advantage that you have is you get 2% cashback on your Ruby credit card when you stake 1000. I stake 10,000 CRO, which means I put 1000 into my fixed deposit staking for 6 months, and I get what it's called as a Jade credit card or green credit card. So I get 3% cashback. I get Spotify free 100% and Netflix free 100% every month in CRO. And there are higher tiers also, but that's probably not for individuals, because you really need to spend like 10,000 pounds. You need to keep it in it. But if people really have money and they're spending quite a lot of money, they get cashback on every spend. Like some Amex cards, they give cashback, but they're limited to a certain range. But this is an unlimited cashback. Not unlimited. I think there's a very high limit, to 10,000 pounds or something like that. Cashback limit, not the spend limit. So there's a 5% cashback, 8% cashback tiers as well. But I'm probably going to use the 3% cashback, which is more realistic, and it's possible in UK and Europe. You could put 1,000 pounds into a fixed deposit when you're getting these benefits. Is what my opinion is, and I have done it. And I'm not saying anything that I'm not doing, because all of these things are things that I have done and I have verified, and which is why I'm explaining this. So I'm using an estimated monthly spend of 500 pounds. Anybody who live in UK will know that your credit card or debit card spend in UK will probably be much more than this, because 500 pounds for a family of 4 is just about enough for groceries. But you can probably spend it for anything, like from your fuel, petrol, to anything that you want to spend on card. You can do it, which means that your monthly spend is going to be many times more this. But I'm using a conservative estimate. So if I use 500 pounds as a monthly spend, then I get a cashback of about 15 pounds per month, and I get Spotify and Netflix around $13, which is 10 pounds. So roughly 35 pounds per month I get in cashback from these three. And that translates into a 6-month total of about 210 pounds, which is roughly about 20,000 rupees. So from your 23,000 rupees investment, apart from the interest and apart from the price increase, from a cashback itself, you've got about 20,000 rupees in your debit card spend, which you would have normally spent, but you're now spending it using this prepaid debit card that you top up. So you literally got your return of investment in your cashback, in your debit card cashback loan, which is what probably is the biggest advantage that they had when they launched this staking offer. Now, that is true if the money was paid again in pounds, right? But they pay the money in CRO, which means during the 6-month period, the CRO that would have been paid to the equivalent of that 35 pounds would have been much more higher. Like, it wouldn't have stayed the same, because in March the price was 3 pence, April it was 4 pence, May it was 5 pence, and so on. Which means that the CRO that you've got initially for cashback would have been much more higher. And the same goes now as well. Now, if anybody is spending this card in US and UK or Europe, you will get that 35 pound cashback, but you will get a lot more CRO because the price has come down. So again, the same concept. That CRO, if you keep it and if you wait till the price increase, it's going to go up automatically. So which essentially means that you would have got a total of 3,677 CRO, which is 210 pounds worth if you had bought it at that point of time. But because you spread it out, it's much more now. So in August rate, if you had actually sold it, that would have been 565 pounds, nearly 56,000 rupees. So the cashback itself was so high just by using the debit, even if the price hadn't increased. I mean, the price has increased obviously, but I'm saying the cashback itself is another big advantage for using this ecosystem, which are all the advantages of the mobile app. Now, it doesn't stop there because there are other benefits to it. There's a pay friends where every month you can send money to somebody. I mean, you can send money free using the CRO. You can send CRO from one person to another person very quickly, but you get 10% cashback again on that as well, up to $5. There are gift cards that you can purchase for 5% cashback. And even in India, you can actually use this and buy, even if you don't get that card option. In India, you can actually get the gift card from Big Bazaar and other Indian retailers for about 5%, up to 5% cashback, which means essentially if you go to Big Bazaar and shop for like 10,000 rupees, you're getting 50 rupees return as a cashback by getting a gift card from this crypto.com and using that gift card. You get e-gift cards for Flipkarts and other stuff as well. This is straight off looks like a 5% discount that you get if you're buying a phone from Flipkart, for example. Even if they have discount offers, you can actually combine this on top of this and you get an additional 5% off by using the crypto pay or the CRO pay, which is there in the app, mobile app. And it's quite easy to use. They have websites for it. I'll give you the website links as well, and it quite clearly explains in each of the concepts, it quite clearly explains how to use it, pay friends or gift cards. You can top up mobile for your friends or for yourself, and you get 2.5% cashback as well in a lot of countries. And then there is obviously the crypto earn, which is a fixed deposit, not just for CRO, which obviously has been reduced, but even for altcoins, like if you have Link or if you have any other altcoins that are supported, like nearly about 20 different altcoins, you get an interest for holding it in their fixed deposit, either in a 1 month period or 3 month period or a flux deposit as well. And I talked about a crypto called StoreJ, which is one of the cryptos that I had invested in. And the mobile version of crypto.com is probably one of the easiest wallets to buy and hold StoreJ outside of India. In India, obviously, you can use WazirX to buy StoreJ. And they currently have an offer where, again, another temporary offer that they have for 3 months. I think they are waiving off the debit card and credit card fees for outside India because in India cards are not working. But if you're in UK, for example, if you're buying it any other wallet, you'll probably be paying like 3.5% interest for your credit card or fees for your credit card or debit card usage to buy crypto. But in crypto.com, they're waiving it off. So basically you can buy with a zero fees, zero debit card or credit card fees when you're buying crypto using your debit card or credit card. And there is additional integration to the exchange that we talked about. We'll cover it in a separate video, but there are a lot of benefits where you can buy crypto for 50% discount. I'll explain about it, the syndication concept, when I cover the exchange. So the whole ecosystem is constantly developing, and they're adding new functionalities and adding new benefits. Every couple of months, there's probably a new benefit that's been added, is what I've seen in the entire ecosystem. So that's overall the summary of the benefits. And I don't want to look like a brand ambassador because it's not a brand endorsement or a paid video. This is a personal usage video. So I really need to talk about their issues, and some of the issues are really big concerns. Like, there's currently a card delay. People who are applying for the Jade Green, they're waiting for nearly 2 months. Like from the time that you complete your application till the time that you get a card in your hand, you are looking at 2 months now because there's a delay in processing that they've grown, and that probably is a bandwidth that they're not able to support, that taking 2 months to issue the cards. There was a major outage in September. They were down for nearly about 40 hours because of an Ethereum pricing issue, where people had got access to a higher pricing spike. And we couldn't access our app, no transactions were made, we couldn't buy or sell crypto during the 2 days. And it was okay because it was not a huge opportunity to buy or sell during the 2 days. But if the Bitcoin had peaked like 50% and I wanted to sell it, wouldn't have been possible. But I like the way that they handled that outage. They were constantly communicating what was happening, why they were down, and what they are doing, and how they are keeping our crypto safe. And it was giving more confidence than loss of confidence, I would say, during the outage process. The biggest concern is the earn rates being reduced, and I'll cover it in a minute. But there was a lot of backlash from the community because of the rates being reduced. In fact, one of the biggest reasons for the price going down, the CRO price going down, is because of the earn rates getting reduced. They reduced it from roughly around 20% maximum or 16% maximum that you're getting to roughly around 10%. And in some cases, it was like less than half of what you were getting earlier, which was a big concern. So for staking, I have moved a lot of my currency, Link, for example, to Bitrue, which gives me a higher staking benefit, which I'll explain in a separate video. But the CRO is the one thing that I'm still staking here and keeping some of the currencies that are essentially easy to support in crypto.com. From a CRO staking perspective itself, right, the card benefit I talked about, I'm getting 16%. Now, if you stake it, you get only 10%. But it was originally reduced to 6%, 1%, 2%, 4%. And after a lot of backlash, they actually increased it to 2, 4, 6, and 10% for flexible 1 month, 3 month, and 6 months in the card staking. So if you stake the 1000 CRO today, instead of 16% like I'm getting, you will get 10%, or any new person who's going to stake it will get only 10%. When my term ends and I need to stake it again, I am also going to get only 10%. So I think this is more sustainable, but it was a big change for people who are used to getting 16% and 18%. 10% by no means is small for a country like UK, Europe, because like I said, the bank interest rates are only 1%. So 10% is still a lot higher than what the banks offer, but it's still not enough when compared in the mindset to the offer that they had before. So what I'm going to do in the next video is I'm going to basically use the some of the examples as to how much you need to stake, what is the return of value for your $50 bonus. I'm going to do a demo of how to download the app, register for the app, and get the $50 in the next 10 days. So I'll try and release that video very, very shortly. I just wanted to, I didn't want to delay this video by keeping it longer. I wanted to release this one first so you can digest the information before I make the demo version in English. So until that video, bye then. Thank you.